If you want to know why many people don't end up succeeding in a lot of the things they do in life, then stick with me, Derek, on Connected Minds segment. Now, I love my segments, right? Because the segments is where I get the opportunity to sit and have a chat with our subscribers. And I love that you guys listen to this and, share and support. But if you don't, and it's the first time seeing this video or listening to this podcast, please subscribe and become part of the family. Now, this is the reason why many people don't succeed in life. And I've listed 5 key points why I think people don't succeed. And the first one is lack of clear goals. Now, you see, you need to be very specific with what you're looking for out of whatever it is that you're doing. Earl Nightingale said that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I think so. So whatever you find yourself doing, if you have clear goals and clear identification of yourself within that, you would always become successful. The only problem is when we decide to copy people and copy them without identifying ourselves within what we are doing. Now, setting clear goals can be very hard to do, but this is how I always look at it, right? If we give you 50,000 chairs and we say, pick them all up, you're always going to start with one first. Now, that's how you think about setting goals. Set a goal starting from number 1 of exactly what you want to do. And these goals must be actionable, right? So today I want to do that. Tomorrow I want to do this. Next day I want to do it. You start with doing very small things, tiny things, and eventually it will all work out. Number 2 is the fear of failure. Many people are very fearful of failing. Now, these days you hear it a lot on many social media platforms where people are talking about their failures and the fact that failure, they used it as a motivation to the next level. You can do the same. I don't see why people are usually fearful of failing. It's the biggest lesson that, you can learn from life. We learn from the experiences that we go through. And failure is one way that we can experience life and experience the journey that we are on. So I urge you today that if there's something that you want to do, put yourself together and, go for it, because nobody's going to laugh at you. And even if people laugh at you, those people that are laughing are not prepared to take those same steps that you are willing to do, right? There are many people who are looking at you and they are mocking you, but forget about that. Don't worry about that, because those people do not have the courage to be able to step ahead of themselves and say they're going to do something for themselves and for their future. Now, number 3 is procrastination. When I was young, right, my stepfather had it written in front of his uncompleted building, procrastinate not. And that was such a motivation for me. In fact, the first time I saw it, I asked him, Dad, what's the meaning of this? Because I was very young. He explained it to me and he said, look, if I had procrastinated, meaning if I had not actually started doing this, you guys wouldn't have a place to stay. And if I had waited too long to do it as well, it wouldn't have happened. If there's anything that I want to do, I should start. And I should actually set myself on the journey to, get it going, right? So procrastination, as they say, is the thief of time. So if there's anything that you want to do, get it started. Like the first point that I mentioned, do the little steps and eventually it will become big. Lack of discipline. Discipline, anybody that has made any level of, financial success or any other success in their life will tell you that discipline is one of the keys. I spoke with, one of my guests on this podcast and I asked him, what is the biggest advice he's ever had, right? And he mentioned that discipline is one of them, and this chap actually wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. He gets things done, right? He's not just waking up, laying in bed, right? You wake up and get things done. You've got, milestones that you need to achieve. When a person begins to step into the arena of discipline, everything comes together because it's the daily tasks like, making your bed in the morning, waking up and going to the office if you have to. If you ignore the daily brushing of your teeth, right, you're going to lose all of them. And that's how success in any field of life is. The daily habits that you have to do, the daily things that you have to do, you discipline yourself and make sure those things are done. It is okay that sometimes you may decide to, let's say, do 20 things in a day, but you only end up doing 10. That's fine. Just push it to the next day, but just make sure it is done. Now, if that keeps carrying on though, then it becomes a problem. Now, the last one, which is very important, is negative attitude towards life. Most people are very negative about a lot of things. And I guarantee you that even this video, people are going to have negative comments about it. It is just the way life is, right? Most people who think negative cannot make anything great out of their lives. Now, if you stay in that circle you're not going to be great either. If you sit at home mocking people, sit at home thinking negative about anything people tell you, or any thought that comes on your mind is negative, you can't make anything out of life. I promise you that. And from the time that I started thinking positive about everything, every step that I take in my business, in my life, with my family, with my kids, things have become a lot better. Nobody is coming after you. Nobody is coming to kill you. Nobody is coming to take what you have. Nobody is coming to stop you from being who you want to be. You are the only person that is standing in your way. Now, thank you so much for listening to this segment, and I hope I see you next week.